Welcome back to the Irish Bandit channel, or if you're new here, welcome to the channel. I, as always, am your host, the one, the only, the second Irish Bandit. Today I'm back with another movie review, a movie that I've been waiting for a while because it mixes two of my favorite things in cinema. Vampire movies, more specifically Dracula, and Nicolas Cage. We are talking about the movie Renfield that was released just a couple months ago. I've been looking forward to this one. It looked so strange, so intense, and I was right. I just finished watching it just a few hours ago, and I'm here to tell you what I liked, what I didn't like, and my overall thoughts on this movie. So let's just get right into it with a quick little talk about the story. Set in present-day New Orleans, the story centers basically around Renfield, the hapless assistant to Count Dracula. He's trying to break away from Dracula's spell and just trying to live a normal life, as normal as you can as a familiar, which something we learned about in the Blade movies. A familiar is just an assistant to the vampire himself. They even reference this later on in the movie. They'll talk about that in a little bit. So as far as the story goes, I actually really enjoyed it. Like the main story of Renfield just trying to get away from Dracula. I thought that was really well done, really well told, great writing, great script. I didn't really, I don't want to say that I didn't like the B story to it with Awkwafina's character of Officer Rebecca. I remember that's her first name. About her story, about her father and her sister. I understand why they had her in the movie. She was just kind of there as Renfield. I don't want to say sidekick, but she was the second to Renfield for this story. But that story kind of started off shaky for me. It got better as the movie progressed. But overall, I thought the story was so well done. We'll also quickly go into characters as well. All the main characters in this were just so well done. Love the character of Renfield, played by Nicholas Hoult, who did a fantastic job. Awkwafina's character, Quincy, Officer Rebecca Quincy with the New Orleans Police Department. She did a great job as well. I really liked her character. Ben Schwartz was in this. I was so blown away when I found out Ben Schwartz was in this, because I like Ben Schwartz. He's a great actor, great guy, and love that he played a son of a mob boss. So he looked like he had some real fun in this role. So really liked him as well. And then of course Nicolas Cage as Dracula. I loved at the beginning of this movie when Renfield was telling his story. They took Nicholas Hoult and Nicolas Cage, and I don't know if they redid the introduction to Dracula, like the original movie from 1932. I think it was 1932. My years could be off, but the original movie starring Bela Lugosi and Dwight Frye as Count Dracula and Renfield, they put Nicolas Cage in the role of Bela Lugosi and Nicholas Hoult in the role of Dwight Frye as Renfield, and they did a great job mirroring all the classic scenes from the original movie. I thought that was really well done. I love the story of how Dracula and Renfield came to New Orleans. And I love how they made the setting New Orleans, because I think that's the perfect place for somebody like Dracula to be at this point in time. So the story, the characters, all of it were so well. I don't want to say well done, because like I said, I didn't really care much for the story of Rebecca, but everything else involving Renfield, how he was trying to break away from Dracula, how he could never really get away from Dracula, but really tried as hard as, I thought that was really well done. Another thing I really love about this movie is the look and the feel of it, how everything looked different. Like you had the support group that Renfield was a part of, the look of that, just all the greens and the reds, and I loved that. I love the look of whenever we went to the Lobo crime syndicate. The look in there looked fantastic. The costuming was great, especially when you look at Ben Schwartz's character of Teddy Lobo. He looked fantastic. He looked like that douchebag you just want to punch in the face, but can't because, you know, he's the son of the biggest crime boss in the city. So I love the look of that. And I loved the look of Nicolas Cage in this movie. Like, it's not what you think of Dracula, but it kind of is at the same time. You know, it's like I said before, at the beginning of the movie, they were doing the whole take on the original movie where he looked a lot like Bela Lugosi, but he changed and got a different look throughout the movie. I loved the makeup effects in this as well, because when we first see Dracula, when they're in New Orleans, he is just all burned and gnarly looking and flesh hanging off him. It's disgusting, and I love it. Looked so good, all the makeup effects. The special effects they weren't terrible. They were good. They were passable. Like some of the blood splatter, and this is a bloody movie. Oh my God. But, you know, involving vampires and everything like that, of course you expect a little blood in it as well. So, but the blood shed in this movie was just amazing. Some of the blood CG was okay. But I didn't think of this as a horror movie. It was, you know, they had like bits of comedy, bits of horror. I saw it more of an action movie, like John Wick style, because it had a lot of those John Wick action scenes to them. Not that I mind them, honestly and truthfully, but the slow-mo kind of gets a little much for me after a while. But other than that, I thought, you know, all the action was great. All the effects were good. Like, they were passable. I'm not going to say they were mind-blowing or anything. They were passable, but it could have been better. And I think the setting of New Orleans, like I said before, was fantastic. Just a great place to reintroduce Dracula. So, all in all, I thoroughly enjoyed Renfield. I thought it was fun. It had a lot of funny moments too. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea because it's a little bloody, a little violent, but I thought it was fantastic. I thought Nicholas Hoult was a great Renfield. I mean, we've seen Renfields through the years like Dwight Fry in the original Dracula, like Tom Waite in the Francis Ford Coppola movie from '92. I think this was one of the best representations of Renfield that I've ever seen. So, oh, we can't forget Peter McNichol from Dracula Dead and Loving It. He did a bang-up performance as well. And then, of course, again, Nicolas Cage did so well. He really sunk his teeth into this role from the very beginning. Good to see him having some fun with it, too. And, you know, when I first heard about this movie, I thought this was going to be one of those schlocky, straight-to-DVD Nicolas Cage movies we've been getting recently. Then I found out it's through Universal. I'm sorry, what? So, big budget, big studio. I really enjoyed it, and I do recommend this one to Dracula lovers, vampire lovers, horror lovers. If you love movies like that, like I do, you might enjoy this movie. If you're just a common moviegoer, you're probably not gonna like it. If you're turned off by blood, you're not gonna like it. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It was funny. Had some great action, and was just overall, for me, it was a really good time. But what did you think of Renfield? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd really love to read your thoughts on this one. While you're down there, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. In the description, you're going to see all the ways you can help support this channel. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and Reddit. You can get your Irish Bandit merchandise from my Irish Bandit shop on redbubble.com. You can pick up your copy of my novel Shade Falling on Amazon. You can get that through either Kindle e-reader or in paperback. And like I said on yesterday's video, or no, not yesterday's video, yes, yesterday's video, the Sonic the Hedgehog video, the price for Amazon, the price on Amazon for Shade Falling is not changing. It is staying at $12.99. I want to keep this novel affordable so anybody can buy it. So even though their publishing costs are going up, the price is not changing. So yeah, just to let you know. And you can buy me a coffee, where right now I have a goal set up where I want to get some Elgato gear for my PC. You can help make that happen in the link down below. If you need the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you're already subscribed, tap the bell and you'll be notified whenever a brand new video goes live. I'll be back tomorrow with more BioShock. Are we going to help Sander Cohen finish his deranged masterpiece? You just have to tune in tomorrow to find out. And then Thursday, we've had a Popeye's chicken here in Saskatoon for quite a few years now. I've yet to try Popeye's chicken, but that all changes on Thursday. And then I got an extra special video coming up next week with more Popeye's chicken goodness. And then on Friday, we're back with more Friday Fantasy and Final Fantasy VII Remake. You see the big smile come on my face when I talk about that game because I absolutely love it. We're in the sewers under Midgar. Can we get out? Find out on Friday. Until then, have a great week, and I'll talk to you again very, very soon.